coming out of a very long, very cold winter. Many of us would love to get that sun-kissed look sooner than later.
Yes, and here with tips for achieving that glow without looking fake is makeup artist to the stars Cindy Watson and me. Welcome.
Hello.
How are you?
Excited to be here.
Great to see you again. All right, well, thank you for being here. Now, we want to talk about that sun-kissed look, and we want to avoid looking cakey or orange. So how do we do that?
Well, you do that by looking at, like if you're a driver, you drive a lot and you see the color that's on your arm, it's usually on your left arm.
Left arm, yeah.
Where the sun really hits you, that's the color that you want to choose for your bronzer. A lot of people get it right here on the forehead too, that shade, that's the shade you want to choose for your bronzer. So you don't want it to be too orange. You really want to look for something with a browner base.
Okay.
So if you're fair, you want to look for something that has more of a tan. And if you're brown or darker shade, you want a coppery brown tone.
Okay. Speaking of being fair, our first model, Chanel, she has a light complexion.
Hey, Chanel.
Can you do about that to kind of bronze her up and give her that glow?
So you can see this shade here. It looks pretty fair, but she's
looks
gonna
light.
Yeah, she's in the light category. But when you're choosing a bronzer, you want to make sure you don't overdo. So she's fair, but you can see, look how that darkened up right there, and it looks really light. That's the thing I want people to know. Don't go for something that looks like this.
No,
it's too dark. Okay.
Okay, but highlighting, it can also really enhance and define your features, right? So how do we know where to highlight?
Okay, so where you feel the height most of the bones. So you get a bone here, you get a bone on the height of the cheekbones, you have it down the center of your nose. So let me finish bronzing her up, and you can see the difference between the sides.
Right.
Just look straight. You definitely don't want to forget the neck.
And so you're using, that's just a powder, or is that a cream?
This is a stipple brush. This is a powder, but you could also use a cream.
Okay.
If your skin is more dry, you want to go for a cream. And then you just warm it up like so. Now, for the highlighter, you want to use something like this, okay? And a brush that's contoured like so.
Okay.
And it has a tip on it. Smile for me. And you can see where it should go.
Her cheekbone is, yeah.
So it's going to go right on the height of the cheekbone. And as you can see, now you can see
gosh, look at the difference.
The difference. And it starts to recede in here, which kind of makes you a little slimmer if you want that. But your bones start to protrude there. And then you can put it above the brow.
Okay.
You
Again,
can
all
also,
where the bones are, right? What about the tip of the nose?
you can take it down the tip of the nose. I suggest that you use a brush like this.
Okay.
A smaller. It looks just like the one we used on the cheek, but it's a smaller version.
Okay, now let me ask a question to you, Chanel.
Yes.
Did you ever use bronzers that were like totally not good for your skin tone?
Totally.
Yeah.
And 100%. And it actually is really difficult because you need the right bronzer, especially if you're on the red carpet or you're always on TV, like us. And Cindy just knows all the tricks, and she's my only makeup artist that I use, honestly.
Wow.
Because she makes me look 10 years younger.
And Cindy, this gets off of clothes as well? I mean...
Absolutely. You want to find something that's water resistant so that and sweat proof. That way it stays in, like we put it on the legs as well here. It's not going to get on her beautiful...
She looks like she's
that out.
shimmering.
I know,
That's
right?
the same one that's on her face?
Yes, it's the same one's on her face.
So no highlight on the legs, though?
No, unless you want to do it down the center. If you want slimmer legs, you do that. You do them darker on the sides and slimmer in the center.
I am learning so much right now. You have no idea.
Yeah,
okay, and then now we're going to move on to our next model.
Yes, we are.
Okay. Hi, how are you? This is Riley.
Yes.
Okay, and now what are we going to do with Riley?
So this is really important. We don't want something like this for Riley as a highlighter. And this is what we see on a lot of black women or darker skinned women, and it's like too hot, too bright, and it comes right at you. This is not the idea. You definitely want to highlight her with something like this.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay,
it's a
that's a
little
very
darker.
big difference.
Yes. But see how even on my skin it's not that dark? It appears darker, whereas she's going to like, Chanel's going to want to go with something darker. We tend to want to go with the darker skin a little lighter. And we need to definitely pay attention to the golden tones that are in here.
Okay.
Smile for me. Now see how that gives her that beautiful glow. So she gets the glow she's supposed to get with the golden tones.
Yeah. Look at that.
And you did it on her legs as well.
On her legs as well. So you can see that all you have to do is in a circular motion, get those fabulous legs.
Really great. So then if somebody at home is watching right now as you're working on her, what tips can you give them in order to find the right highlighter?
I think the first thing you want to look at is your undertone. So if you're a darker skin or like us, you're a little darker, maybe African American, maybe a lighter Latina, you want to go with the golden orange tones or golden brown tones. And if you're fair like Chanel, you want to go with the pinker, beigeur tones. But we need to stay away from those tones because they come out too much and we look over made up.
And with a darker skin, do you highlight at all then?
Absolutely.
And what type of color would you choose for that?
This color right here, you want to take,
everything.
yes, smile for me. This is, and then you can bronze with a color like this. So we want to bronze her with a color just like this, which
Oh,
really
you can
matches.
tell.
So put it,
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
almost-
That's almost a
yeah,
perfect match.
So that's what you want to look for. So we want to go for something more red or more orange, but we need to go for what really matches our skin.
And now, what type of product should we be using? Is there anything specific that you recommend to buy over the counter?
I think all products are great from Sephora, from your drugstores,
Okay.
but the most important thing is that you want to make sure that you look for a product that matches your skin.
All right,
now, I
good
mean, the
tip.
products I'm using here, I don't know if you want me to tell you what they are.
No,
but,
these are wonderful. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Great tips to a beautiful glow. And thank you, Cindy Watson, Riley, and Chanel. We appreciate you guys being here.